Hi, today I want to talk to you about how profitable a laundromat can be. You can actually use this video for any business, but since I'm in laundromats, we'll talk specifically today about laundromats. And I know that you see a lot of these videos online, and I want to give you an idea of what you're truly getting into if you own a laundromat, because I've seen the videos myself where people collect all the change and you see the huge bucket and you're like, wow, look at all that money. Or they go to the coin changer and they take out all the bills and you're like, wow, tens, 20s, fives, singles in there, and it's a wad of money. But that's just what they brought in. That's not how much they actually keep. And that's what this video is about. Because one of the things that I find interesting with those videos too is all those quarters that they collect, they're just going back into the coin machine. It's not like they keep them. So what they're really keeping are the bills. So there are several expenses that most companies have, and laundromat is no different. It's just what they spend on them might be different. So, for example, for a laundromat, your rent should be between 20 and 25% of your gross sales. So let's say your sales are $100,000, then your yearly all-in rent shouldn't be more than $25,000. I saw a laundromat for sale the other day, instant red flag. Their rent to sales was 45%. So think about it. Every dollar that store makes, almost half of it right off the bat goes to pay rent. So it's really hard to be profitable when your rent is that far out of whack with your sales. Maybe that's one reason it was for sale. Then you also have your payroll, which should be about 20 to 25% of your overall sales. Okay. Again, if it's too much higher than 25%, it's hard to make a profit. You can be a little bit over, but you don't want to be crazy. Again, if your payroll is like 40% of your sales, it's going to be very difficult to make money at the end of the year. And then your utilities ideally should be between 20 and 25% also. So for a laundromat, for those three expenses, the rent, the payroll, and the utilities are your water, your gas, and your electric bills. Ideally, you would like them to be 60% of your sales. So just to give you an idea, for me, rent last year was about 21% of sales. So that fit nicely, in that 20 to 25. Payroll, I believe, is about 27%, a little higher than I wanted, but it's also, I'm in New Jersey, so minimum wage here is 14 and change, so it's a more expensive than in some other states. My utilities, I believe, came in at around 14 to 15%. So again, you have that about 60%. So that's good. What you also have to realize is all the other little expenses that go into running a laundromat. Because when you see a listing online, laundromat for sale, they usually just give you the big numbers: the rent, maybe payroll, and maybe utilities. What they don't add are all the other expenses. So for example, store supplies. For myself, it was about 3% of sales, and that includes because we do pickup and delivery and wash and fold, so we do a tremendous amount of other people's laundry folded for them. Well, that takes bags to put them in. That takes obviously detergents and fabric softener and fabric sheets, plus whatever other supplies we need for the store. You obviously have to have insurance, or the landlord won't even sign the lease. Insurance was, and again, these are, rounded up, rounded down, make it easy numbers. Insurance was about 2% of sales. Okay. You're going to want a POS system because that tracks everything for you. The pickup and deliveries, the wash and fold. anything that you might sell behind the counter, what machines are in use, how many turns a day are you doing, okay? So that's another couple of thousand a year. And I just want to give a shout out to, if you can see the shirt, Sense. That's the POS system I use. They're really good people, and I'd be happy to recommend them for you. You also have credit card processing. Everybody hates credit card fees, but look, I mean, most people, they pay by credit card. If you have a $150 pickup and delivery or wash and fold order, you're probably not going to get that in cash. People are just going to pay using their card. I know my daughter, my oldest one, is 24. I don't even know if she knows what cash is. She never has even a single dollar on her. So that's just a part of life. And that was about 1.5% of my sales. Repairs. I have my equipment tends to be a little on the older side, so I have more repairs. So just to give an estimate, maybe 3% of sales went to that. There's also all the other little bills that don't even amount to a single percent, but they do add up. My phone and internet, accounting, ADP. So when the employees get their check by direct deposit, I have to pay ADP for that service. So all these things add up. So all of those together, the store supplies, the insurance, the POS, the credit card processing, the repairs, the phone, the internet, accounting, ADP, and whatever other miscellaneous things come up throughout the year, they account for probably about 15% of your sales. So to give you an idea of how profitable a laundromat or any business really is, and a laundromat's actually more profitable than most average businesses. You know, for example, the typical return on investment for a laundromat is like 20 to 35%. Now, obviously 35%, you're running on all cylinders, you're doing everything right. But even 20%, that's a nice place to be. To give you an example, restaurants run at about 10% return on investment. So a laundromat, if you have good ownership, you're probably doing double what a restaurant. If you have mediocre ownership, you're probably still making money, as much as a well-run restaurant. So I wanted to give you a visual idea of what it's like, how much you actually keep. So I'm going to take this real dollar. See what I do for you guys? I'm going to take this real dollar and just show you, okay? So I said 20% right off the top goes for rent. No matter how my sales are, I have to pay that rent. It's due every month. Wages, I can work for free as a business owner, but the people working for me, they like to get paid. And again, your wages should be between 20 and 25% of your sales. Mine were a little higher, so there that goes. And then, of course, obviously, you need gas, electric, and water. Now, if you have newer machines, they do use less water, but then you're going to have, you might have an expense of paying off the machines. They're not inexpensive. But let's say we're just using mine as an example. So I was about 14 or 15%, like I said. So I cut that off. There goes my utilities. And then I had all the other little expenses that go in. And again, if you are a different type of business, you're not a laundromat, you're still probably going to have supplies, you're going to have insurance, you're going to have a POS system, you're going to take credit cards, you might have to have repair stuff, you're going to have a phone, internet, accounting, you're going to have somebody, doesn't have to be ADP, that's who I use, but somebody's going to be doing your payroll. So again, that's another 15% of my sales. So this is my profit. Our profit was about 20% last year, give or take. So out of every dollar that you see in those videos where they're like, oh, look how much money we're making out of the coin machine, this is what you actually keep as profit. So I hope this gives you a little more idea of what you can make with a laundromat. Thank you for watching the whole video. I really appreciate it. If you like it, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. If you want to see other videos on either laundromats or other topics, so anything entrepreneurial, put it in the comments and I will try to make a video for it. Thank you.